how was your weekend? Have you ever heard that saying about good intentions and that it paves a certain road? I think I experienced that this weekend. I had good intentions, but things just kind of fell apart in the middle. I was just looking at my schedule here for last week to see what I really did get done. And I did get some stuff done last week, but the weekend just kind of flopped out. And there are some reasons why, but mostly it was a little bit of demotivation, disappointment, a gloomy day or two that just didn't agree with me mentally. And this past weekend was just one of those. So, last week I said I was going to baste and quilt my Scrappy Stars, which you saw on Finish It Friday. I got that done. Love it. I love this. This is my style right here. And then also I was going to do the Moda Love Charm Quilt and a video on it. And I did that. And you all saw this also on Finish It Friday. I'm going to try to put this on the schedule to quilt it this week. And it wouldn't be hard to do. And I got some really good feedback on that video. Lots of new subscribers as well. Welcome to everyone that's new. There were some good suggestions in the comments about this too, as far as other things you could do with it. You could make 3 more and make a decent sized quilt. Put some borders on it. It'd be like a big giant 4-patch. Someone said, why not use a layer cake and do it layer cake size, which would make it, imagine, twice as big as this all over. So that'd be a decent sized little quilt. Put borders on that. That could be a back of the couch quilt or even a large wall hanging. So yeah, I mean, if you used a layer cake, you would just have to cut your other squares down to 9.5 instead of 4.5. So if you want that pattern, go to modafabrics.com and look under free patterns, and it's like the first or second one on there. If you go back to the video I made on Wednesday with the title Moda Love Charm Pack Challenge or something like that, the link is there, so you can get your pattern there if you don't have one. And several of you sent me pictures of your finished quilt tops out of that too. So it was fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed that, and I would love to make more out of all those many charm packs that I have. I have a subscription with Annie's catalog that I get 2 charm packs a month. So needless to say, I'm not using them both every month, so I'm a little backed up, and that would be a cool way to whip up a quick gift for someone. You could easily do it in 2 days from start to finish, including the binding and all. So it's a good weekend project, and that's how the whole thing started out. Is Moda had that weekend challenge last weekend to make this. So I did that, and then I was supposed to finish my other 2 wall art panels with the sayings, and did not get to that. I picked it up a few times, and I'm doing those mitered corners, which takes a little, it's not hard, it's just a little complicated, and you can't mess it up. So I picked it up and put it down a couple of times, a couple of those good intentions that did not come to fruition. The key fobs, I did make a few more key fobs, and I made a little bit shorter one as well so that I could get 2. Actually, I was trying to cut up a fat quarter where there was no waist. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So I think you can get 20 key fobs out of a fat quarter. So yeah, I was making them, I think that makes them 10 inches or something about like 10 inches. What I was doing before was 12 inches. So that keeps you from having any waste at all other than cutting your salvage off. So I have a good little few here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 8. I have 8. And I think I have 4 more pieces of hardware. That was a package of 12. So I don't know, for lack of motivation, I just went ahead and did a couple of those the other day. Actually, that was Saturday night while I was watching So Yeah. Speaking of So Yeah, did you see, if you watch, they have all their classes are free now. Now they do fill up, but you can go on their website, So Yeah Quilting, and sign up for free classes. And I think they're kind of Zoom style, or you'll receive a video ahead of time and then sew together on the actual day. I'm not for sure how all that's going to work out. I don't even think they do. But that was an interesting change that they made. I haven't signed up for any classes. They asked if there was anybody that could teach a class, and I said that I could. Who knows if they would ever want me to do that, but stay tuned. We'll see. So let's see, the Ragged Flashback, the rag quilt. That was supposed to be my main thing to get well underway, if not finished, this weekend. And I went to figure out the backing. And you know what I was going to use for the backing was that dark blue big floral, right? It's not gonna fit. I was gonna have to piece in something else to make it fit. And I just felt like, yeah, I have the flannel scraps that I could piece those in on that, but I just didn't like the idea of mixing that on the same side with just regular quilting cotton. So I decided, instead of putting myself through, after many, I don't want to say hours, but I'll say minutes of trying to figure out how to piece together a backing for it, with all the measurements that I had, I decided, you know what, I'm just not going to torture myself with this. I'm going to go and use the newsprint 108 backing and save myself a lot of trauma. So I have it all sitting there ready to go. So that's another good intention that did not come to be. But at least I came to the conclusion of what I really needed to do with the project. So now I can just move on with it and get it done. And it won't take too long to quilt up. So I'll have to put that on my schedule for this week, during the week, because I don't want to leave that any longer. Yeah, that's all I had. And then I have, Saturday and Sunday are catch-up days, which I didn't really use as catch-up days. I didn't really do much of anything at all. But, we all have days, there's even stretches of days like that where, you just not feeling what you have on the agenda. And either you don't do anything or you do something else. And I did a little something else, but I didn't change course at all. I just kind of sat still. So that's just the way it is sometimes. And also my machine, as I was making the key fobs, I have an issue with my machine. I think it needs to go in for some service. The bobbin keeps jumping up and down. And I've taken everything loose. I've changed out everything. I've cleaned everything. I've oiled everything. And I think maybe either there's something wrong with the bobbin case or that little arm in front of the bobbin case. So it's usable and it will stitch correctly. It's just that it occasionally will break the top thread just with regular sewing, and it makes a rattly noise. It's kind of annoying. So that was another deterrent and kind of a downer for not getting things done this weekend. And I have another machine I can do things on, but you know how it is. You know how we get. Us creative people, we're just kind of a weird animal, aren't we? We're horses of another color, or whatever they say about us. I got my So Yeah subscription box in, and if you don't want to know what's in it, stop looking right there. I don't think you can see it too much on the camera from here, but it's that stack of fabric, and then there's a pattern, a video pattern. If you ever decide you want to subscribe to their box, the So Yeah, it's called Friends Box this time. I don't do box openings per se, because I just think they're overdone. So there's a video that goes with each box that teaches you how to make something with the fabric that they've included. And not only is this fabric here in your box, and they said that was $52 worth of fabric. Your box is $55. And they sent other fabric for the project. So this is going to go, there's like some pieces of fabric here. And that's going to be part of a project that goes on all year. So you're going to make one out of that, and that's what the video is about. And then next month you'll get another one to make another one. So at the end you'll have a quilt of the same design. That's probably the worst way to have explained that in the history of explaining things. But go back and watch it a couple times, you'll understand what I mean. Okay, so I was gonna go through here and put down for this week what I wanted to get done. Monday, January 23rd, I'm going to put right on top here to baste the Ragged Flashback quilt. And then I'm going to also put to quilt on it for 1 hour. And then on Tuesday, I'm going to put down to quilt for 1 hour. And Wednesday for 1 hour. And I'll see where I am at that point as far as needing to use up all that time for quilting, or is it time to baste or whatever. But I do want to make another video for you this Wednesday. And I'm just going to let that be a surprise. I know what I want to do, but I'm just going to let that be a surprise for now, because I just don't want to let it get out into YouTube world just yet until then. So there will be a video on Wednesday if I am standing upright and breathing. Okay, and then let's see, what else do I want to do? I want to start getting some colors out to match up for the Kantha quilt, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that next week. But I'm going to put that down for Thursday to select fabric for Kantha quilt. And also I need to research again. I've done a bunch of research on it, but I want to kind of refresh my memory on exactly how those are supposed to go together. Very easy. You're going to want to make one. So that's that. Select fabric and research. And then Friday, I'm going to have a video out for that day. That's our Finish It Friday. I'm just kind of putting down here some notes that I don't want to forget. I need something on Friday. Let's just since we're working, I'm working on the big flannel quilt. Let's just let that run. Let's just do finish up on that on Friday. Friday all day. I'm going to say finish up Ragged Flashback. Yeah. I'm not putting the time. Well, maybe I better put like a 2-hour time limit on that. That I need to spend 2 hours. Either I'm going to still be quilting it, or I'm going to be binding it, or washing it, because that ragged, I have to, clip all that. That's going to take some time. So Friday might be the clipping of the ragged edges. So once I get that done, I can wash it. I may have to wash it a couple times, I don't know, to get it to ravel, in a nice way. And then Saturday and Sunday will be catch-up days. I did see that Saturday the 28th is Support Your Local Quilt Shop Day. So we're doing no buy January, but I will make this one exception. If you want to go to your local quilt shop, not Joann's, not the flea market, not other places where you can casually find fabric, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, none of those places. If you truly have a local quilt shop, you may make a fabric purchase if you want on January the 28th. So, have fun with that. Support your local quilt shop day. LQS day. I'm going to put a note. And then Sunday is catch up and our Monday video. Okay, so I have the week ready. And let me show you the quilt of the week on there. Very scrappy, isn't it? This is called Only God is Perfect. True dat. It's 89 by 100. Betty Jacobson of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. She says, or it says about her, after organizing her collection of fat quarters, Betty realized it was time to make something from all of her 1930s reproduction prints. Oh, it's reproduction. 1930s. A few pieces of old feed sack scraps found their way into the mix. To replicate the antique look, she individually cut over 1,500 small squares and then mixed them up before sewing 9-patch blocks. No quick strip piecing for Betty. The quilt, inspired by the Zigzag 9 pattern by Cynthia Sterry Drajna, D-R-A-J-N-A. Cynthia Sterry Drajna was machine quilted by Carolyn Bortz. It was exhibited at the Prairie Heritage Quilt Show and was included in a special exhibit at the Cross House, a National Register of Historic Places home, both in Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Okay, and then there's another note down here about that pattern. Zigzag 9 by Cynthia Sterry Drajna, Iowa Star Quilts, if you're interested. Here's how she did it. The 9 patches, and then she zigzagged those together once she had her 9 patches done. It's a pretty cool idea, isn't it? 1930s reproduction fabric. Cool. Only God is Perfect is what that is called. Wonder how she came up with that name. Interesting. So let's go to our designer spotlight. And it is going to be from Free Spirit again. This is our second one from Free Spirit. And let me get back here to who I chose. It is Katrinka. Have y'all heard of Katrinka by Kathy Phillips? I'll put a picture of her above here. I guess Katrinka is her business name. Kathy Phillips. Kathy Phillips has a diversified design background, working over 20 plus years in the corporate world as a designer and creative director in the textile industry. Kathy has received a MFA, I guess that's Masters of Fine Arts, in theater design, specializing in costumes. Kathy is a Pittsburgh native, raised in a creative family that nurtured her artistic talent. Kathy has won first place and best of show in the art and abstract quilt category in the Charlotte Quilt Show. Kathy recently opened her own studio called Artsy Fibers, which truly displays her love of sewing, color, and nature in all of her product. She is launching her first quilting collection called Into the Woods by Katrinka Design. Kathy creates unique pieces of art, textiles, and surface designs using handcrafted materials, dyes, and fibers, while inspiring others to find their own inner artist. All of her collections have their own unique story to tell. Yeah, Into the Woods. If you remember when I was working on the Hometown Charms Wednesday block of the week quilt that Pat Sloan had going on, not this current, but the one before, I used some Into the Woods in that, and it was a very, I'm just going to show you on here, this bluish green one. I used that in some of my trees, and you know, green, blue. I think even I think I used it for the water, kind of an effect of water under the little boat block that we did. So she's the one that did that, and then she has a collection coming out in August of this coming year called Nature's Contours. And I'll put some pictures up here so you can see that. My collection, Nature's Contours, is inspired by beautiful colors, shapes, and textures found in nature. I have created a variety of the prints using my eco printing technique with shibori dyeing and watercolors. The motifs range from beautiful florals to leaves and textures. The color combinations are bright and cheerful, creating an ensemble quilting collection that will catch anyone's eye. So if you see that one block there that says full collection on it, you can kind of see a little bit of all of it. But I've put, I don't know, 6 up there you can see. But very pretty. I like it. It kind of reminds me of the Clothworks bag I made out of that charm pack. The market bag. Remember the market bag? And I used a Clothworks charm pack for it. Yeah, it looks like that. Of course I would like it then, wouldn't I? But yeah, we'll be able to get some after August of this year if that's the type of color schemes and fabrics that you like. I think they're beautiful. Okay, so there we are. We'll have to pick another company next week. There's many fabric companies out there to choose from, and as many or more designers. So it's an interesting segment of the show today that you guys seem to enjoy, and I'll keep doing it as long as I can find interesting designers to talk about. Okay, so it turned cold on us again here. We had a nice little blanket of snow this morning and some great big fluffy snowflakes falling when I got up, and it's the end of January, close to it. We've got more to come, so try to have a warm and cheerful week this week and spend some time sewing on your projects, and we will meet here again on Friday to see what you've got done. You can always share your pictures of your finished projects on our Friday video, and just pay attention to the guidelines in the description box, and we'll put them out there for you for all the world to see. So yeah, get busy on something this week and put a little dent in those UFOs or those works in progress, and we will see you guys back here to see what you've done. And also don't forget that Wednesday video. Look for that. Just going to leave that a mystery for you, and we'll see how you like that too. All right, have a great one, and we'll see you soon. Bye.